what's going on YouTube? This is the DFS Riddler coming back at you with another MLB video. Here to answer all of your DFS questions and solve all of your DFS riddles for this Saturday, July the 6th slate. Before we get started, guys, if you're brand new to the channel, I appreciate it if you drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of the future MLB videos that I'll be putting out. Speaking of subscribing, guys, almost there. Trying to get to my goal of 100 subscribers. Once I do, I'll be doing a $20 cash giveaway just to let you know if you're brand new listening to the videos. Just a token of my appreciation to you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Once I get to my 100 subscriber goal, I will announce that $20 cash giveaway winner on my last video of the week for that week. So keep on showing all your love and support, guys. Hit that subscribe button and let's get this contest, let's get this $20 cash giveaway done. I hope you guys had a good MLB slate last night. I absolutely killed it and crushed. If you guys played my pitchers from my video from last night, Jacob DeGrom killed it with like a 28 and something, and Julio Teheran, he got a 20 point something, so he crushed value also. So if you played those two pitchers, you had upwards of near 50 fantasy points from your pitchers and probably walked away pretty happy for the night. And how about those Red Sox, guys? What'd I tell you? They absolutely went off. Xander Bogaerts, Mookie Betts, JD, my boy Rafael Devers hit a low-owned home run. Out of all the chalky Red Sox players, Devers was probably one of the least chalkiest because he was in a lefty-lefty matchup and he was 5,500. But I played him and he crushed it. So it was a good slate, guys. Hope you guys killed it also. We'll get the homework done for tomorrow's slate. We got a split slate, 6 games in the day on the early slate, and then we got a 7-game main slate. I'll be going over that 7-game main slate today, guys. Just kind of what interests me the most out of the two slates. So that's what we'll be talking about. Before we do, I just want to go over Draft Dashboard real quick for you guys. Draft Dashboard is this fantasy tool that we're looking at right now. One of the best optimizers and fantasy tools that you can find out there on the market, guys. We'll start off by going over what we're looking at right here. This is the MLB cheat sheet. It has all the best players on the slate for the day just listed for you on one screen, guys. So if you haven't had time to do research, just getting off work or something, and you want to throw in some lineups, check out the MLB cheat sheet. It'll give you the top pitchers in the best spot, your stud bats over $4,000, your mid-range bats, your value bats. And the best part about the MLB cheat sheet, guys, is the home run hitters list. This list right here gives you a list of all the players on the slate for the day that have a high upside of getting you a home run. When you are trying to take down a really big GPP, you're going to need a lot of home runs, guys. Just a simple fact of the matter. So this list right here is a great starting place to find out who those guys are going to be that are going to get you those home runs. Next up, we'll go over the position optimizer. Really helpful tool, guys. This breaks down all the players on the slate by position, gives you a draft dashboard ranking indicating how well Draft Dashboard is projecting them to perform for the day. It gives you individual player statistics, including pitcher ERA, OPS that they give up, projected ownership for each player. It has a scoring log, tells you how they fared in their last 5 games, as well as how well they have fared against the opposing team in their last 5 games. Really helpful tool, guys. It does let you add a player pool, compile a player pool of all the players that you like from the slate. Once you do create a player pool, you head on over to the lineup optimizer, which is my favorite part about Draft Dashboard, guys. This lineup optimizer will create an optimal lineup based on that player pool that you've selected. Once it does make that lineup for you, it does give you the opportunity to upgrade and change players as need be to a higher draft dashboard ranking, so you can optimize your lineup in the best way that it can possibly perform for you. It also has a mass lineup generator, guys, for those of you who like to do the 20 entry max contests. This lineup generator will create anywhere from 10 to 100 lineups at a time, so a really helpful tool for that, guys. Next thing I'll go over is going to be the sleepers and studs on Draft Dashboard. This is a really helpful tool, guys. It gives you players that are only going to be $4,000 or less on the slate for the day that have a really high probability of making value at their price tag. This is very important, guys, when you're trying to fit in the high price stud bats. They're going to cost you a lot of money and kill your salary. You're going to need some value bats in there to offset those really high price guys that you like. So like I said, this list right here will give you the players that have a high upside of actually making value and not getting you a zero. That's not what we want, guys. We want players that are actually going to get value. So check out the sleepers and studs on Draft Dashboard. Really important tool. But yeah, guys, that is Draft Dashboard in a nutshell. If you don't have it, like I said, you're missing out. You can try it for next to nothing. It's only $1 for 30 days. Everybody has $1 to spare if you're already playing fantasy sports. Might as well invest $1 into something that's going to make your game that much better. So if you do want to try Draft Dashboard, just all you got to do is click the link that's in the description of my YouTube video, and it'll take you to where you need to go. And like I said, it's just $1 for 30 days and definitely worth it, guys. Alright, so for the players that I like for today, we're going to start off with SP1, John Gray. I like to pay down at pitcher a little bit today, guys. I don't like to pay up for the high-priced options. There are a lot of bats that I like on this slate that I want to get to, so I think paying down at pitcher is feasible today with the options that we have available. So we'll start off with John Gray. He is only $8,100, guys. Really good price tag for him. He's not pitching at home. He's going to be pitching in Arizona. Not the most pitcher-friendly ballpark, but it is better than Coors Field. And John Gray he's been pitching really, really well in his last 5 games. He's put up a 26, a 26, a 19, and a 24, and a 14. He does have that 19, that 29-point upside against Arizona. The low scores that he has against them, most likely those games were played in Coors Field. But John Gray is a really, really good pitcher when he's not pitching at Coors Field. Still decent at Coors. It's just everybody knows how brutal that field is for giving up runs. So, but he is away from Coors. I like him here against Arizona, and I like that price tag of $8,100. He has a really high upside of making value at that price tag. Gets you plenty of strikeouts. He does have a really good K upside. So lock in some John Gray tomorrow, guys. $8,100. Chris Bassett. He's my SP2 for the Oakland Athletics. Only $7,500, getting a matchup against a watered-down offense with Seattle Mariners. They strike out a ton versus righty pitching, guys. So this is a really good matchup for Chris Bassett. Pretty solid pitcher. Couple rough outings out of his last 5 with the 1 and the 9. But he's pretty solid altogether. He does have a 23 in his last game, so I like that coming off of a good game. 6 lefties and 3 righties in the Mariners lineup. But Chris Bassett pitches equally pretty well against both sides of the plate with a 656 OPS to lefties and a 643 to righties. So I do like that. We got a weighted OPS of 652, and I like that price tag of 7,500. Really high upside of making value, and we're gonna have a lot of room to fill up with some really good bats, guys. So that's what we're gonna go over next. For my first bat, and I'm gonna go over some of the stacks that I like today, guys. When I'm talking about these bats, I really like stacking up the Oakland Athletics tomorrow on this slate. We'll start off with Marcus Semien. He is 4,300. This guy doesn't ever seem like he really gets priced up too much. He's always in between 4,000 and 45. But he has really good upside. 36 fantasy points in last outing. He does get a matchup against Marco Gonzalez, a lefty. So this is a really righty-heavy Oakland Athletics team, guys. They have a lot of righties that can hit for power. Even players like Canna, Marcus Semien batting in the leadoff spot, he can hit for power. But I really just like that leadoff spot against this pitcher. At only $4,300, he should absolutely crush value again tomorrow. He is in a great spot to do so. So lock in some Marcus Semien, guys. Next up, I like to get some of the power righty bats out of the Chicago White Sox lineup tomorrow, guys. Jose Abreu, 4,500. Really good price tag for him. He gets a good matchup against lefty John Lester, who is an average pitcher. He's not bad, not very good either. Abreu has a really good history against him. 6 for 18, hitting .333 with 4 singles, 1 double, and 1 home run. This guy hits for a lot of power. He hits doubles. Just a really solid hitter. One of the few that the White Sox do have. I might not like the White Sox as a full-on like 4 or 5 man stack tomorrow against Leicester, but I do like a couple of one-offs. McCann, their catcher, he's also one I didn't highlight him, but in a great spot, hitting in the cleanup in the order. So I do like stacking up the White Sox and maybe like a mini stack, like 2 or 3. Jose Abreu, though, really good spot at 4,500, guys. Lock him in. Next up is Yuli Gurriel, Houston Astros. We all know the Houston Astros are a very solid offensive baseball team, guys. Gurriel is 4,400 tomorrow. I have seen his price tag a little cheaper before, but he's been absolutely mashing the ball, guys. He is worth 4,400. I'd pay more for him. He's got a 37 in his last game. Before that, an 11, a 14, a 6, and a 5. Looks like he's kind of on that upswing, right? But he gets a good matchup tomorrow. He has a righty-lefty platoon split against Andrew Heaney. Heaney has a pretty good strikeout upside, guys, but he gives up a lot of contact also when he's not striking batters out. He does give up a 902 OPS to righty batters, and Gurriel is just one of the most consistent hitters on the Astros lineup. I really like his spot here tomorrow. Batting in the number 6 in the order. Not that great, but if you're stacking up the Astros, you're going to have some Gurriel in there. Just because he is one of the cheaper hitters if you're trying to fit in like Bregman or Springer or somebody like that. But I really like the Astros as a stack tomorrow. They just have way too many righties that hit for a lot of power against a subpar pitcher against righty batters, Andrew Heaney. So yeah, definitely lock in some Gurriel. He's in a great spot tomorrow, guys. Next up, I really like the Mets tomorrow. Jeff McNeil, 4,900. He is a little expensive. They got a matchup against Philly. Jake Arrieta he's not been good this year, guys. Not been very good at all. He's giving up an 895 OPS to lefty batters. Pretty solid against righties, but yeah, against the lefties, just not doing very well. And Jeff McNeil is one of the most solid, he doesn't hit home runs all the time, but this guy gets you a hit in almost every damn game that he plays. He's got one goose egg in there, but 6, 18, 0, a 2, and a 23. Really good matchup against Arrieta. 10 for 17, 14-12 OPS, 8 singles, 1 double, and 1 home run. So he can get you that home run, guys. He just doesn't hit for power all the time. But he should absolutely crush it tomorrow. Definitely could see the Mets putting up 4, 5, 6, 7 runs anywhere in that range. And Jeff McNeil will definitely be involved in that, batting in the leadoff spot. Definitely like him tomorrow at 4,900. Next up is Michael Conforto. Sticking with the Mets, this is the power hitter for the Mets. This guy is pretty phenomenal power hitter. He has 4 for 19 against Arrieta, 3 singles and 1 home run. He has a 908 OPS versus righty pitchers, guys. Great matchup for him. Plus 48% advantage over Arrieta, who, like I said before, gives up an 895 OPS to lefty batters. Conforto has a 247 average, an OPS on the year of 838. This is a great matchup, guys. Projected ownership right now is 3%. Especially if people are not on the Mets tomorrow, you definitely want to grab some of these bats. Like, again, maybe not a full-on 5 stack, but I love their lefty power hitters. You've also got Dominic Smith that I didn't highlight, but you got McNeil, Conforto, Smith, all lefties that can hit very well and hit for power. And then you got Pete Alonso in the mix if you want to throw him in there. He's just a phenomenal hitter altogether, guys. So I do like the Mets tomorrow. I mean, if you want to stack those 4 guys, definitely makes a lot of sense to do that, especially, like I said, if they're going to be low owned. All right, so for my last pick of the night, we're going back to the Houston Astros. Jose Altuve. He's an all-star hitter, guys. One of the best hitters in baseball, in my opinion. He's 4,200. That's a great price tomorrow in this matchup against Heaney. I love that price tag. He is 7 for 19 against Heaney, 1,084 OPS, 3 singles, 3 doubles, and 1 home run. And Jose Altuve has not got a home run in a while. It could definitely happen tomorrow against Heaney. Definitely can see that happening. He has a 958 OPS versus lefty pitchers. And like I said, Andrew Heaney giving up a 902 OPS versus righties. Yeah, I like Jose Altuve to get a home run tomorrow at 4,200, my dinger of the day. So, yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. Hope you enjoyed the picks. Hope you guys crushed it, like I said, on tonight's MLB slate. And let's kill it again tomorrow. So as always, make lots of money, and DFS Riddler is out.